Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. Young and Restless's Firestarter. Sally's worst fears about Phyllis's retribution are about to be realized. It sent a chill down our spines to hear Phyllis threaten Billy on Young and Restless, and we weren't the only ones. Sally was hella concerned about what shape her fellow redhead's retribution might take. And with good reason given her track record. But what can she possibly do to hurt them? The better question would be, what can't she do? Phyllis, as we've all witnessed, is a loose cannon at the moment. A loose cannon loaded to the hilt with explosive projectiles. And Billy and Sally just lit the fuse. Phyllis is on the verge of a massive meltdown of the psychiatric variety after being held captive by Martin Laurent and tortured like a lab rat along with Sharon. Add her anxieties surrounding Daniel into the mix, and you've got a veritable Molotov cocktail ready to go off. Making matters worse, there's no one monitoring the volatility of this developing situation. Daniel's keeping his mother at arm's length, Summer's gone overseas, Billy's washed his hands of his former partner, and while Nick checked in with Phyllis, she pasted on a smile and assured him everything was great. He didn't see through it, so here we are, where the only person who seems to have any sense of the impending disaster is Sally. Phyllis was already spiraling wildly when Billy cut her loose from the fabled Abbott Communications, but finding out he had replaced her within minutes with his girlfriend Sally, who she also blames for sending Summer out of town, was the straw that broke the proverbial camel's back. We're used to Phyllis yelling. It's when she gets quiet that we really need to start worrying. And that's exactly what happened when, in an exceedingly calm and terrifyingly direct voice, she warned Billy that he would come to regret what he'd done to her. So, what can she do? Well, there's really no boundaries when you're Phyllis, so the answer to that is what can't she do? She could find numerous ways to sabotage Abbott Communications, we're certain. Aside from her world-renowned hacking skills, she certainly won't be shy about getting into bed with unsavory types to take her revenge. She could work with Adam against Billy, or even expose Billy's true agenda, to work with Doomers to take Chancellor back from Victor, to undermine him. Phyllis's takedown, if successful, would not only ruin Billy, but also Sally, who inexplicably walked away from her dream career opportunity at Marchetti to hitch her wagon to her boyfriend's latest endeavor. Speaking of secrets, Sally has no idea that Billy plans to do battle with Victor again. There's no question that if she did, she wouldn't have accepted Billy's offer. She learned not to tangle with the mustache, who despises her whilst involved with Adam. Moreover, Billy had promised his girlfriend that he was done with all of that. Phyllis could throw a real spanner into the works of their relationship and partnership by revealing to Sally what's in store for her as Billy's right hand. Phyllis already has ammunition, she'll just have to plot the best way to detonate it. Whatever she decides, one can be sure that Sally's worst fears about the redhead's retribution will soon come to fruition. If there's one thing viewers of The Young and the Restless know for sure, it's that crossing Phyllis Summers is like striking a match in a drought-stricken forest. The smallest spark will explode into an uncontrollable blaze. And for Sally Spectra, that blaze is about to come roaring for her, fueled by old grudges, new suspicions, and Phyllis's signature flair for vindictive precision. For months now, Sally's been trying to keep her head down. She's focused on work. She's done her best to manage her feelings about Adam and Nick. She's even tried to steer clear of Genoa City's legendary loose cannon. But Phyllis has never been one to forgive, forget, or move on quietly, and all signs point to a fiery showdown that could leave Sally scorched and scrambling. Let's break down why Sally's about to pay the price for past choices, how Phyllis is laying the groundwork for an all-out takedown, and what this means for the Spectra survivor who's only ever one scandal away from a fall. A brief history of Sally and Phyllis. Red versus Red, Round 1. From the moment Sally Spectra Jr. landed in Genoa City, she was a walking contradiction. Stylish but sketchy. Charming but conniving. Talented but tainted by her reputation. And while many gave her a chance, Lauren Fenmore and Chloe Mitchell, one redhead saw right through her. Phyllis Summers. It was never just about territorialism. It was about projection. Phyllis looked at Sally and saw a younger version of herself, reckless, ambitious, willing to cut corners to win. And if there's one thing Phyllis hates more than her enemies, it's seeing her own worst traits reflected back at her in someone else. So she went to war. She exposed Sally's involvement in the summer Newman/fashion house sabotage. She cornered her, undermined her at every turn, and made her a pariah in the very town she was trying to call home. But Sally, ever the survivor, adapted. She retreated, regrouped, and rebuilt. And somewhere along the way, she began earning back a shred of respectability, until she did the one thing Phyllis would never forgive. She got involved with Nick Newman. Why Sally's romance with Nick was a line too far. For Phyllis, Nick Newman is more than an ex. He's a marker of her better years, a man she's circled time and again, and someone she still seems to harbor complex feelings for. When Sally and Nick got involved, seemingly while she was still nursing feelings for Adam, it wasn't just messy. It was personal. Phyllis may have waved it off at first, pretending to be above the drama. But longtime fans know better. Phyllis never lets go. She files away every slight, every betrayal, every perceived offense. And Sally didn't just flirt with danger, she kissed it, dated it, and slept with it in full public view. So while Sally might think that chapter is closed, for Phyllis, it's just now heating up. Why Phyllis is more dangerous than ever. In the past year, Phyllis has faced near-death self-orchestrated, of course, legal repercussions, public humiliation, and the unraveling of her relationships with her children. But somehow she's still standing, and standing with an edge sharper than ever. This version of Phyllis isn't just dramatic. She's strategic. She's no longer lashing out randomly or stirring chaos for chaos's sake. She's calculating. She's been on the ropes, faced the consequences, and come out the other side with a new sense of focus and a very personal hit list. Sally, unfortunately, has crept her way right to the top. And Phyllis? She's done waiting. She's ready to set fire to the illusion of Sally's redemption, and she's going to do it in a way only Phyllis can. The clues are there. Phyllis is already stirring the pot. Pay close attention to recent episodes and you'll notice something subtle but sinister. Phyllis has been revisiting her past grudges with quiet, menacing calm. She's name-dropped Sally at work. She's brought up old drama with knowing smirks. And she's started asking questions again, dangerous questions. In one scene, Phyllis casually asked Nick how Sally's holding up. In another, she offered unsolicited career advice to a GC influencer that curiously undermined Sally's interior design ambitions. She's smiling, playing polite, pretending to be the helpful mentor, but under that veneer is a predator circling her prey. And if history is any indication, once Phyllis starts playing nice, her target should run fast. What's Phyllis planning? Let's connect the dots. Here's what we suspect is coming based on recent dialogue, behind-the-scenes hints, and classic Phyllis playbook moves. 1. A smear campaign dressed as concern. Phyllis won't attack Sally outright, not at first. She'll drip-feed negative press, whisper concerns to potential clients, and sabotage projects from the shadows. Expect anonymous tips, mysteriously missing design files, and clients who suddenly change their minds. She won't burn the house down, she'll make Sally question if she ever built one at all. 2. Weaponizing Adam. Phyllis has never liked Adam, but she's smart enough to know he's the nuclear option in Sally's emotional life. If she can drive a wedge between Sally and Adam, reignite that triangle with Nick, or better yet, expose a secret from Sally's pregnancy that hasn't come to light yet, she'll do it with glee. Expect Phyllis to accidentally reconnect Adam and Sharon, or worse, engineer a scene where Sally walks in on something suggestive. 3. Recruiting Chloe. Chloe is Sally's best friend. but also a woman whose patience has worn thin. Phyllis knows how to poke at insecurities. If she can convince Chloe that Sally's dragging her down, making poor decisions, or jeopardizing their business again, she might flip her. Even temporarily. Phyllis doesn't need Chloe to become an enemy. She just needs her to stop being an ally. Sally's state of mind. Fragile, defensive, and alone. What makes this the perfect time for Phyllis to strike? Sally's not at her strongest. She's not floundering, not yet, but she's wobbly. Her relationship with Adam is complicated at best. Her work with Chloe is steady, but shaky on the funding front. Her reputation in town is always one misstep from disaster.